Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was born on the 2nd of October, 1869, in Porbandar, on the west of India. His father held the post of chief minister there. The family was very religious, living an intense spiritual life, strictly adhering to traditions, actively practicing vegetarianism. The outlook of the future father of the nation was formed under the influence of ethical and religious postulates of Hinduism. At the age of 19, Gandhi went to London to study law. 3 years later, he returned to his native country with a degree in law, but his work in the professional field didn't give the results that he expected, so in 1893 the young lawyer went to South Africa and got a job in an Indian trading firm as a legal advisor. Here, he led the fight against racial discrimination and harassment of Indians by organizing peaceful demonstrations. In 1906, he conducted a campaign of non-violent resistance to arbitrary rule, which he called Satyagraha, which translates from Sanskrit as holding firmly to truth. Satyagraha accurately expressed the concept of resistance. This isn't the forced passivity of the weak in front of the strong, or the principle of tit for tat. Violence is opposed to the strength of the spirit and inner confidence in their rightness. He was often arrested for conducting the Satyagraha campaign. In November 1913, it happened 3 times in 4 days, when he led a march of 2,000 Indian miners. The demonstration was stopped by agreement with the Minister of Defense of the South African Union. However, in the end, South African Indians still managed to get some discriminatory laws repealed. After returning to his homeland in 1915, a new stage begins in the life of Mohandas Gandhi, which connected his entire subsequent biography with the struggle against discrimination of his countrymen and violence in its various manifestations. Gandhi joined the INC, Indian National Congress Party, fighting for India's independence from Britain. Gandhi attached special importance to the improvement of the status of the lower castes called untouchables, equality and political activity of women, the promotion of religious tolerance as well as the development of folk crafts, and first of all, homespun, as a symbol of encouraging domestic production. For Gandhi and his associates, spinning became a ritual, and the hand spinning wheel was for a long time a symbol of the INC. When the British introduced laws in 1919 that extended restrictions on Indian civil liberties, Gandhi declared the first All India Satyagraha. Gandhi and his followers travelled around India, speaking at crowded rallies calling for a fight against British rule. Gandhi limited this struggle exclusively to non-violent forms, condemning all violence on the part of the revolutionary people. The involvement of the masses in the national liberation movement became the source of great popularity of Gandhi among the people, and with the light hand of the famous Indian writer and Nobel Prize winner in literature Rabindranath Tagore, Gandhi was called Mahatma, which means great soul. Thousands of inhabitants of the country expressed their protests without resorting to violence, but in many places, there were mass riots. The British resorted to reprisals which ended in a massacre, where a crowd of Indians were shot with machine guns, and 379 people were killed. These events turned Gandhi into a determined opponent of the British Empire. Gandhi started the Second All India Satyagraha in 1920. He soon called on his countrymen to boycott British textiles and produce their own fabrics on hand looms. In 1922, he was arrested for sedition, tortured and sentenced to 6 years in prison. Gandhi didn't confine himself to Satyagraha but put forward a so-called constructive program. He campaigned against the policy of untouchability and for Muslim-Hindu unity, for women's rights, the rise of primary education, the prohibition of alcoholic beverages and the introduction of personal hygiene rules. In 1929, the INC declared the 26th of January as National Independence Day, and Gandhi led the Third All India Satyagraha. He also protested against the increase in the salt tax. At the beginning of 1932, he was subjected to another prison sentence. For 6 days, Gandhi didn't take food in protest against the untouchable caste policy. In 1942, the INC launched the Quit India movement, and Gandhi became the leader of the last All India Satyagraha campaign, for which he was again arrested and imprisoned for 2 years. On the 15th of August 1947, when the official separation of Pakistan from India took place and the countries declared their independence, Gandhi held a hunger strike to express his grief and try to stop the clashes between Hindus, Muslims, and Sikhs. On the 20th of January 1948, there was an attempt of Gandhi's life. A homemade bomb exploded near him, causing no particular harm to anyone. He was offered enhanced security but declined it. 10 days later, on the 30th of January 1948, his life was ended by 3 bullets fired by a terrorist who believed that Gandhi had betrayed the interests of Hinduism in favor of Muslims. In 2000, Mahatma Gandhi was recognized as the person of the millennium. In 2007, the United Nations established the International Day of Nonviolence, celebrated on the 2nd of October, the birthday of Mahatma Gandhi. To this day, the example of Mahatma Gandhi's life teaches all of us, representatives of all religions and nationalities, how to achieve truth and freedom through love and nonviolence. Gandhi is a legend and a standard of attitude to the problem of violence. He is hailed as a prophet and considered a symbol of the peaceful revolution of the 20th century. That was a story of Mahatma Gandhi. You are on the Short History channel. Subscribe to our channel if you don't want miss our new short stories. Click the bell, like, leave comments, stay with us.